And he does call.
I just
161,000 in there. And that is not it.
41-4.
And Eric wins a $161,000 pot on his first time here on Hustler Casino Live. The wheels come off in a hurry thanks to a huge cooler. Still up $58,000.
I'm probably done.
We don't normally, it's not very good to do that. Like,
I can't lose a 150K pot and leave.
no, I'm just saying, like,
I told Ryan I was going to leave early. You can ask him. He loses one pot after winning $1 jillion and he leaves.
that was absurd.
What the
that was so absurd. That's the last time we'll see them.
Not as much. 6,400.
Jacks for Eric. What does Henry want to do here? The King-9 suited. He and Eric are competing for this last marker. Henry calls. And I'm not sure what Will is thinking about here. He's thinking about calling, I guess. Definitely not mandatory, but he's in there. 19,500 already in this pot.
Playing 100, 200, 400, about $75,000 deep at Hustler Casino Live. It folds around to Henry. In the cutoff with King 9 of spades, he raises it up to $1,200. Over round to Will in the big blind with Queen Jack offsuit. He calls, and look, it's probably fine in a loose, splashy game, but you do have to be very, very careful when you are going to be out of position playing somewhat deep stacked, because in the spot, if you call, the straddle's going to call as well. It'd be very different if you were the big blind closing the action pre-flop, but with one player yet to act, you need to play a whole lot tighter. Anyway, he does call. Over round to Eric with pocket jacks in the straddle. He makes it $6,400, which is a very nice re-raise size. Playing super deep stacked, you may want to go even a little bit bigger from out of position, but this is fine. Henry splashes a little bit and calls with the King 9 of spades. By the way, you do have to be very careful with King X suited against 3-bets, because King X suited is going to be heavily dominated by Ace King, King Queen, Aces, Kings, Queens, Jacks, 10s, right? You're just super duper dominated. So this may actually want to fold even in position. But whatever, Henry calls. Queen Jack's going to be drawing almost dead. That calls too. Let's head to the flop.
Pretty good flop for Henry. Pretty good. Could have flopped quads. But I guess we can't all get lucky. So Eric already drawing dead, since Will had one of the jacks.
Flop comes King, King 9. That's pretty good for the King 9. Eric opts to make a small bet of 6,000, which I think is reasonable. On this board of King, King 9, you have to realize that jacks are not all that vulnerable to being outdrawn. The only bad turns are really an ace, a queen, or a 9, or a club. And both of your opponents are going to have some kings. So I think I probably would have just checked the jacks. That said, if you are going to bet, a small bet is perfectly reasonable. King 9, in position, definitely needs to call. King 9 wants to do everything it can to keep everyone in the pot. Queen Jack ditches it finally, which is a very good play. You do not want to be drawing to a straight on a paired board with a flush draw. Let's head to the turn.
Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Jacks full for Eric. Kings full for Henry. No more jacks left in the deck.
But there's so much money in the pot. The way I put it in, I was just like, there's so much money in the pot. Come back to work.
And these two players are the last two players involved in the stand-up game. So tons and tons of money. I mean, tons of money was going to go in regardless, but
You don't want to put it wrong.
what a turn card. Just a call from Eric.
The turn is an absolute disaster for Eric, even though he does not know it. He turns a full house on the Jack of Clubs turn, and now he opts to play it slowly. Kind of like Henry should play it slowly on the flop. Eric should probably play it slowly here on the turn, because if Henry in position does have a king or a flush or a straight, he's going to find a way to get all of his money in. And so, therefore, Eric's not so worried about those hands. What Eric wants to be sure to get value from are the various nonsense hands that Henry could possibly have. And look, I don't know Henry's overall strategy, but a lot of players in loose, splashy games at Hustler Casino Live are always in there with a little bit of nonsense, and you want to give them plenty of room to make an absurd play. So, Eric checks. Henry goes for the $15,000 bet, which I think is excellent. This is a bet size that will keep Eric in with a large chunk of his range. A big mistake a lot of people make here is to just bet huge on the turn because they think their opponent has something and they're always going to stack them. But you have to realize that sometimes in this scenario, Eric's going to have the ace of clubs with a queen or a 10 that would actually have to fold to a giant bet on this very, very scary board. Or a hand like pocket queens with a club that you really want to keep in. So this is an excellent spot to bet, but not bet too big. I actually discussed this spot thoroughly in my brand new book. It's back there. 100 Essential Tips to Master No Limit Hold'em. We'll put a link down there in the description below. Go check it out. You'll enjoy it. While you're down there in the description below, clicking the buy button, click the like and subscribe button too. All right, $15,000 bet. Eric proceeds by calling. Let's go to the river.
62,500 in the middle. The brick on the river, and Henry is going to shove. Almost certainly. About 3/4 pot behind. He does go all in. Snap call, and $159,000 pot heads over to Henry.
Jesus. I thought I was looking at King Jack for a second. Oh my God. 30.
So Eric was one of the big winners tonight.
The river is the 2 of diamonds. Eric checks. Henry rips it all in, of course. Eric snap calls, and then he cannot believe his luck.
The wheels come off in a hurry.
Where's the rest of my money?
Thanks to a huge cooler.
30, lots of phone calls.
I really thought I lost when he snapped.
Why couldn't that be me against Saya and I'd be unstuck?
This is 40,000 right here.
So Eric, his debut on the show is going so well. It's just like Sonic the Hedgehog running into a spike. Still up $58,000 for the night. Henry, though, now the big winner, up $90,000. Saya up also a significant amount.
I'm probably done.
You can also train millions of multi-way hands. So head over to PrometheusPoker.com and check them out.
You still have this game on?
Streaming is finishing at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. We don't normally. It's not very good to do that. Like,
You're waiting to.
you might hurt the. You might break. Like, you got invited to get a seat, and it's like.
I can't lose the 150K pot and leave.
No, I'm just saying, like. Saya, like you brought Eric to play, and you like, you know what I mean? Like, players wanted to play.
I told Ryan I was gonna leave early. You can ask him.
So Eric is wanting to head out here. Andy's saying he should not do that.
You guys haven't paired off for the last hour.
Only be playing 5-handed if Eric leaves. Eric is up for the night, but did just take a huge cooler.
I don't think so, yeah. We'll discuss it.
I want to know if we're playing it or not.
Yeah, for now it's off. For now it's off.
I want to keep the game going. I don't know why.
I'm taking a break for food.
What time is it?
Like, we should at least play until the end of the stream. You know what I mean?
7:30. 7:20.
So, Saya, you want to agree not to do this game right now?
Yeah.
I think for now we should pause it and then we can talk about
Are you
it.
okay with pausing this for right now?
Yeah.
Keep the games off right now. It's paused for now.
Right now, this hand is not set up.
Yeah.
Already rocked up.
See ya.
Sorry, man.
Unlucky, bro.
So we're not going to be playing stand-up for a while, it sounds like.
300.
So Eric just lost an enormous pot and left. was still up for the night. But I think if we had a situation where the game was full, Andy probably would not have said what he did. But
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, you could have it there.
got a show to keep going and a game to keep going here.
Obviously,
But obviously, you know, can Eric do that? Yes, of course he can. It's his prerogative.
How much did he leave with?
maybe 75, but I don't know. I don't know. 50 or 60, I thought? I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really look closely. At least 2 stacks of green and then 10 in white. So like maybe like 60.
I'll be right back. I need to talk to you about
I don't know how I feel about that. I'm
Okay.
taking off 60K off the table.
Yeah, it sucks.
It was 2 hours ago. You know what I mean?
I'd be frustrated in your
I mean,
spot
it's
too.
all of it is mine. It's just, I'm not okay with that.
I wonder what they're gonna talk about.
It doesn't matter. They're not. It's like they're.
Huh? No, I mean, yeah, I know it
it's
doesn't
done
matter.
for them. Like, trust me, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a moot point at this point because he's gone, and it's like, he's not.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's the last time we'll see them.
There's still like a lot of the stream left to go too. Like if it was like 20, 30 minutes left, I'd be like whatever. But
No, I mean the thing is like she was
it's still like 2 hours left,
Like-
right?
seats were given to them for you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
people wanted to play, and seats were given specifically to them. So
Yeah.
it's just.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
A lot of politics goes into
Kind of
setting
sucks
these
that Will
lineups.
just like snapped Sad out too. He was like, no more stand-up. All right, I'm leaving too.
He wanted to make sure we don't play the stand.
Yeah. I mean, he's just eating. He'll probably be back, but
So Will also away from the game right now. And Saya, I believe, went to go talk to Eric. So
Oh, we got up to such a
just
good
playing
start today.
three-handed right now.
yeah,
And then,
it was a lot of action at the beginning. Check.
Run like shit. Convince me to raise stakes, and then he loses 1 pot after winning $1 million and he leaves.
That was absurd.
What the is that?
That was so absurd.
That's so stupid. I can understand if you're losing.
That was absurd. And then he yells at me like I'm like, dude, like.
16.
Who invited this guy?
Most of the players at the table think that Eric should absolutely not leave this game after taking that beat. What I want to know is if you think it is okay for him to leave this game, this televised, presumably semi-private game. Remember that at this point, he's still in the profit. Also, the stream is very far from over, and the table is not full and the game could actually just break. So, is it okay to leave? Take a second, think about it, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll be right back to give you my opinion.
Sitting here starving myself to play the stupid game and just wants to leave because he loses one hand.
There should be
It's so stupid.
there should be like a rule like if you're gonna play on stream, like you gotta play at least till end of stream. You know what I mean?
If you're up, yeah, of course.
Especially if you're up.
If you're up. If you're down,
Yeah,
I
if
get
you're
it.
down, you can leave.
You're in one buy-in, you're up.
'cause you're-
2x your buy-in already, you know?
Yeah, and the other thing is like if he wants to take a break, he could go like take a walk for like
Yeah,
10, 20
like-
minutes. Like no one would care, but
Loses
like,
one pot, it's like, oh, I'm leaving.
yeah. I can,
Take a
I can
gazillion off
see that.
tables out of the game. You know
Like
what I mean?
that.
Those players that are losing.
Maybe he's worried about
Yes,
like,
sir.
about like a setup or something.
Oh, like,
Like he didn't count.
like he thinks it's cheating because he got.
He wanted them to count at the end, you know? Like
Maybe. I don't think so. I mean, like,
Also,
he won all of that, right? He was like still up. Like, he got aces in like a huge pot versus Andy. Like, I don't think it would be that.
seat open, Eric. We'll save a seat. We saved a bunch of people wanted to play. We said no, Eric might come back.
He lost 400K.
It doesn't matter. He's up.
That's what needs to matter.
Right, but
He
like,
lost.
why did you come and play and commit to playing on the show?
Don't play poker on me.
You know how how hard it is to get seats on the show? Does he
Yeah, I'm
understand?
super annoyed too. Like,
I mean,
it's so annoying.
So it sounds like Eric was someone that Saya brought to the show, and now she kind of feels caught in the crossfire here. Looks like Eric is headed out.
Okay.
And you don't necessarily see this side of things this clearly very often. And for most poker players, including myself,
King high?
mostly just show up at the casino and play.
Wow.
I'll mostly just come to the casino and play whatever
That feels like it.
you know, the biggest or second biggest game is running that day. And I don't have to think a lot about who's in the game and
Do you
why.
guys want to do like a smaller bounty stand-up or just no stand-up?
We're stream
But to run games this big,
tilted. I don't want to play.
Okay.
there's a lot of politics involved. A lot of people saying, I want to play these stakes. I want to play with this player, but not with this player. Or if this player is going to come, they also have to bring someone else. There's just a lot that goes into it. And when things don't go as they should, people can get upset.
If you are playing in a cash game out on the casino floor where anybody can walk up and play whenever they want, then you absolutely are allowed to quit whenever you feel like it. No excuses, nothing. Pack it up and go. But this is a very different scenario. They're playing on a streamed game where presumably someone went through the effort to make this lineup, and they have a show to produce. And I think to some extent, I'm not going to say you're obligated to sit and play for a while, but if you go there with the idea that I'm going to play and if I take a bad beat, I'm just leaving, it kind of looks bad. Also, the guy's up. Now, does it matter that the guy is up in the game despite taking this loss? I don't think it matters all that much. I think it is reasonable to play for a while and then pack it up. But if the game started, like, let's say 2 hours ago and you're supposed to play for 8 hours, no, you can't leave. That is such a bad look. And if you want to get banned from the game or at least not invited back, this is a really good way to do it. You'll find that in a lot of these games, you can act kind of absurd, you can do silly things, you can be loud, obnoxious, you can't be too nitty, but you know, you can kind of do whatever you want within reason. But what you cannot do is you cannot pack it up and close up the game. That is not a good thing to do at all. So I would recommend everyone out there who's going to be playing these streamed games that are essentially invite only to go there with the idea that it's your job to some extent to provide a good show. And if the game packs up because you just leave because they're playing kind of shorthanded already, that's not good. If there's no show, you didn't do a good job at your job of providing a little bit of entertainment. And if you don't do that, well, you're not going to get invited back. So put on a good show. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. I'll talk to you next time.